Bitcoin is going to zero.
Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Trading with OC. We have Gare. What's up, Gare? We have Tudop. How's it going, Tudop? Welcome. Great to have you guys here. Very excited. Yesterday, I sleep over. And one day, I sleep over. I went into helping my wife, and then one thing lead after the other one. Completely missed the mark. But that I'm ready to rock and roll, and we have a lot of alerts happening today. So let's waste no time and let's take a look at the charts, shall we? All right, so let's get started with the old, new, fuck Ethereum. So fuck Ethereum, and Ethereum has been ringing lately. We have a couple of rigs, I believe, yesterday. Sure about that. All right, and well, we are within a grid. This is the daily. So let's go closer to the 4 hour. It's basically following along the dynamic reactor. We have a strip of the low, a little bit of that pattern basically going onwards in here, and this played out very nicely. We aren't still bullish so far. The very first thing that has changed in here is that we have absolutely changed into above that zero line. That is a fantastic, phenomenal thing that can happen to us right away. That's very sweet, because at this point the only thing that we need to now cover is basically go through that dynamic reactor. So despite I was looking for it to happen here, let's just push it over and see who is in the other side of the phone that is just ringing like crazy, and no one important. All right, perfect. So we're going to be looking for that breakout retest. So far, are we jumping in for a short? Not quite there yet. We are pretty bearish still, right? Volatility is 50%, so we might have a chance to make that breakthrough because volatility is high, right? Consolidation score pretty low. Perfect. That's what we want to see. Although we're very bearish because we are still below that dynamic reactor. So what is it going to be changing now? All right. So first of all, and this is another thing that I don't quite like now, but I'm going to hold on that short. All right. The very first thing that I don't really like is that I have some bright power bars in here, right? Some bright power bar right there. All right. Usually that indicates that we're getting closer to a retest or a pullback, something like that, right? Like this, which could indicate a bounce from dynamic reactor. That's cool. I mean, don't get me wrong. The point in here is that we had, right, or we're looking for a change of character, right? Which is right now going from lower lows and lower highs. We haven't put on a higher high, all right? We haven't. So we're looking for that higher high or even a rejection, but to put in a higher low. That's going to be key right now. I would say that a higher low would be much more interesting at this point. And let me throw everything that I got at it. So be patient. This is going to get a little messy. In fact, let me just clear this up. All right. And we are within the swing trading channel, the most important part, the median, the mother's milk. All right, so this is important because we're at the top. We have an equilibrium point in here. We usually will range on those areas. That's also important. Ranging usually leads to, well, at this point, if we range like this, we could be forming a bullish pennant. All right, I don't want to give you hopium at this point. Remember, this could be a trap. This could be a trap. So we need to wait for those signals. But so far, if we're able to break through, going to the equilibrium zone, maybe hit the R1, I think that would be fabulous, because then the retest, it's going to be in at the top of the mother's milk. All right, so that's going to be fantastic. That's going to be bullish. Very, very, very bullish. All right. But in the meantime, that's not what we got. Let me just then turn that off for now. All right. In the meantime, we need to keep focus on we are below dynamic reactor, therefore we're bearish, mostly bearish. The only really important thing that had happened, which is not to be ignored, it's dynamic reactor breaking through the zero line. That give me kind of like a 40-60, right? 60% bearish, 40% bullish, but 40, we're talking about a big number that could lead to an actual re-entry for the long, right? So keep your eyes peeled out, bro. Retest is usually at breakout level, or it must touch the trend line to be a retest. Both. The retest, well, you are completely right to ask that, and it's not both. Let's go nerd into that, right? When I mention breakout retest, I actually use that term very loosely, all right? So I do mean that you can do on the breakout or in retesting, literally retesting it, or even creating a flag. So it's not per se a complete retest or pullback, all right? So breakout retest usually indicates that we're breaking through a support resistance. For example, and I think this is your question, right? Is this a breakout retest? No, but is it a retest? Yes, right? But the most important part usually comes when we're changing character, right? So, for example, right here, I think right here we're going from bullish, right, to bearish, right? And we have the clean and clear picture in there, all right? We have several breakout retests. The most important one, and I think this is what you refer, right? Breakout, and where the hell is the retest, right? So we ain't got no retest, right? Because the retest technically would have been there, and we did not went down after that, right? So when I actually mentioned breakout retest, what I really want, or I'm going for, it's something like, let me show you, all right? Either a pullback to a 33% movement, all right? Or a full-fledged retest, which is a 50% movement, and then a continuation. So, for example, remember, let me bring up the Fibonacci just to make sure that we understand each other. So the breakout point is in here. Oh, come on, Phoebs. The breakout point is in here. The predicted point is right there, right? So all the way here. And to the upside is the retest, right? So where's my 33%? This is 38. This is 33, somewhere around here, right? 38, 23 to 38%. Perfect. So from this point, this is a 33% retracement. So technically speaking, when I mention breakout retest, I'm also considering these kind of pullbacks. So yeah, I'm using it a little loosely, but you are correct. I mean, technically speaking, a breakout retest is this, right? It's breakout. And, oh, well, not technically, just ever so slightly, but I would count that as a retest. So the tricking here, and I think that's what I wanted to go through, and please correct me if I'm wrong, right? It's how to define how in depth that retest it's going to happen, right? So that's a combination of two things. First, what is the support resistance that we are retesting? And second, what is the amount of volatility that will take us to actually get a retest or half-ass retest, right? So a pullback or range. And my thumb rule, it's a 33 to 55% retracement. So for example, let's say that we have this pull up, all right? Breakout, great. We're breaking out. So what I'm looking for, it's an early entry right here, or the flip of the ribbon, right? In this case, a goose head. So we got the flip of the ribbon, and we have a big body candle going downwards. That gives me a pivot. Very important. Now we have identified a pivot, all right? So if we have identified the pivot, that is the speculated top, because we don't know for sure, all right? So what we're going to be doing is grabbing the Fibonacci all the way to the known point, to the speculated point, all right? So it's all the way up there. And we're looking for the 33% retracement and looking at our oscillator, all right? So where's my 33% retracement? 38%. You know what? What am I just suffering here? Let me actually, you know what? Double clicking this. Let's go to style. And why not? What is 38? Let's add one in here and do 0.33. That's the one I'm looking for. That it? There it is. Here it is. All right, 0.33. And I'm going to be changing that to, I don't know. When you guys think of me, what color does it brings to your head? Let me know. You know what? Let me actually add a not a poll, but a question. That's something interesting. When you guys think of me, what color comes to your mind? That's a fantastic question. Q&A, starting Q&A. When you guys think of OC, right? What color does it comes to your mind? Let me know. That's a fantastic question. Very interesting. And I'm going to be using that color from now on. All right, so, oh, nice. All right, perfect. So how do I get back to the, instead of questions, let's go to live chat. All right, perfect. So let's just leave it for now. It's not going to be pink, of course. Good evening. How's it going? Olga, how's it going, Ivanova? Welcome. Great to have you. By the way, quick question. When you think of me, orange. Oh, crypto. Let's get it. CC crypto. Petrol. What color is petrol? Black? Gray? Orange. I like orange. Yeah, I can do orange. Let me know. Answer that. That's a fantastic question. But for now, let's go with orange. All right, so it's going to be orange. The 33% retracement. All right, so that's going to be it. And that's the very first thing. Look at that. We retrace and then we bounce up, right? That's fantastic. But do we have already at that point the flip of the ribbon? The continuation, not quite there yet. So if I'm breaking 33, I'm going for 50. Right, and then 50 flip of the ribbon, maybe change of the color. That's it. So you're long in here. So tequila patron, let's go. I don't have, dude, man. I love you guys so much. Really, you guys are fantastic. Really love you guys. Kind of bluish green. Oh, really? I like that, man. I like that. Petrol, kind of bluish green, like something like this, something like around that. Let me know. That'll be fantastic. I really like that color, you know. I think that would be my second favorite color after the tequila patron añejo. You guys are fantastic. Let me know, Gary. Did I nail your question? Did I answer your question about the retest and maybe how to locate the best area of the retest, so on and so forth? Let me know. I can go in depth because that's one of the most powerful tools. So in the meantime, just to wrap this up, let's go and let's put that on practice, right? Because too much blah, blah, blah. And what is the kachin, right? So right here, what would the breakout be? All right, we have two different breakouts because you can do this for anything, my friend. I like to do it on trend lines and dynamic reactor, but also you can do it on, for example, the money flow, or you can do it for example, right here on this range. So the only key, the only thing that I'll be purple, say week life. Let's go purple. I also like purple a lot. All right, so the point is you just need a big body candle. All right, big body candle going through, not at, right, but through, like going through whatever support resistance you got, right? You call it range bottom, range center, range top. You call it trend line, you call it whatever you want, but it needs to have a big body candle going through. All right, so for example, here, big body candle going at the resistance, that is not a breakout, right? So that's the only rule. But this one here, big body candle going through the resistance, that could be looked at as a breakout. Perfect. But in this case, instead of a multi-candle retest, we have a single candle pushback. So this is the second rule. Second rule, it is a multi-candle retest. Even if it's a 2-3 candle, multi-candle the best, right? So we have a big body candle breakthrough the mother's milk bottom range. Perfect, right? The next candle doesn't break below. Great, we hold it, right? We held it. We held the point. We went to the next resistance and we're looking for that retracement. Important also, we're breaking through that zero line, right? So what is your breakout retest? This is a little complex, and that's why I'm bringing this up, all right? So you already have seen the easy peasy. Now we're going to be going to some shady waters, all right? So what is your retest? Multi-candle. For me, to be honest, would have been something like this. This candle would have been my breakout retest. Why? I don't know. That's what my brain tells me. And now that I see it complete, all right, I would have rather be taking this as a retest, which also pairs with the absolute breakout. But knowing me, and this is something that I cannot explain because that's how your brain will work, and mine, and I know mine very well, will be telling me, hey, brother, we have broken. We have 2 candles of indecision, right? Be prepared because the next one is not going to help. Is either not going to hold or it's going to blow. Right? And look at that. We're making that push through. So right here, that's what I'll be looking for, that retest. And that ends up being either this one or that one. So for me, practically speaking, I would have taken my long right there or right there. Although, after seeing the full movement, I would be teaching you this would have been the retest. Right? Perfect. That is perfect. Let's go. Hey, all set. How's it going, my friend? Welcome. Welcome. Great to have you, my friend. I think the color orange for OC. Let's get it. I love it. All right. So orange, petrol, and purple. Orange is winning. Or red and blue. Let's go. Red and blue. I like it too. All right. Love it. Love it. Thank you, guys. That really pumps me up. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you. All right. So let's get it. I think I have explained enough, but let me know, Gare. Let me know if we have the thumbs up or if we have more questions. I'll be more than happy to go over, right? So let's move into what else we got. So what is up next? How do we make money right now? How do we make money today? So today, I don't know if we're going to be able to make money. Maybe within the next 4 hours. Maybe. And I'm really hoping that we get the next push. If we get the next push, guys, I think we are onto something, right? The next push, I'm thinking this big body kind of going through, right? And I will be trying to do a breakout hedge. At this point, I'm thinking to do both long and short, but mostly aiming for the long, for the breakout, retest, continuation, and then we'll see how that goes because we are getting into another kind of territory, all right? But so far, so good. So just some caveat here, right? Some fair warning. We can still reject out of that zone. And if we do reject out of that zone, my next possible entry is going to be right here to put up a trend line. All right, so not looking that shabby, looking good. Retro Mike in the house. Hey, what's up, JR in the house? What's up, bro? Welcome. Great to have you, my friend. And by the way, we need to set up that forwarding. I really don't know how to do it, but if you know, teach me. And if not, I'm going to be pushing your link running here. Or if you can send it, that'll be fantastic, my friend. If you can push it in here, that'll be great. All right, so let's move on. We already also have, by the way, today in the morning, we had gold trade. Remember I told you the very first one was in here, breakout structure. Oh, come on, the amount of shit that I have in here. Oh, God. All right, so, but look at that. We're going to break out structure trading. Almost took us out. Perfect. It did not take us out. We're holding it. And if you didn't, or if you weren't on a trade, remember to be extremely careful because we were going to be trying to do breakout structure trading. Guess what? We did it. Let's get it. All right, so fair warning. I did not relong this one. because I'm still holding that one. But if you enter for that trade, my friend, it's time for you to move your stop to entry, or at the very least, take it 20% off, man. Take that 20% off. It's yours, right? You've earned it. And we are kind of like a topping. I think we're going to keep going higher, but it's always great to pay yourself, right? Do not leave that money on the table because on the long run, you might regret it. All right, so perfect. Let's go to another one. Hype. Hype. Oh, dude. Hype. This is freaking fantastic, man. Oh, come on. Look at that. Oh, crossing the 2877. I freaking love this, man. When we were planning for something and it just plays out, not just plays out, it just blows out straight forward, right? This is what I live for, trading, man. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Love it. All right, goose head, it's gonna keep going up. All right, the little retracement, further move to the upside. How do we know what is the top? Well, first we have this little tick. Let's actually throw everything that we have added just to measure where is the topping here. So far, okay. Area of ranging right in here. All right, so let's do a little box right there. Let's get it. And I'm going to be aiming for something along those lines for then a retracement. Let's practice that retracement, shall we? Garrett, this is something what I will actually use the Fibonacci, for example, right? I'm guessing, because that's the actual word, I'm guessing or speculating, because I have a big area of ranging and I got a goose head, a pretty good goose head, that I'm going to have a further move to the upside, then little retracement, and then further move to the upside for then the bigger retracement, right? So that's just the goose head played out. So I'm going to be grabbing here the Fibonacci. I'm going to be expecting, all right, so this point, the low point, all the way to where I think it's going to have the rejection. In this case, I'm going to be aiming to the center of this box. So what would the 33% be? This is my 33%. So I believe that we could have something like that. And if we get this triangle, look at that. Very nice. Very nice. Top right there. I thought retest was always to hit the trend line and continue its direction. Oh, not always. That was a great question. You know what? I think that's a fantastic question. Love it. Love it. All right. So far, hype doing freaking awesome. All right, so let's see if we can keep that momentum going. Couple of things that I have bought up recently. So in between these 3 days, I bought a little fuck Ethereum. Dude, I mean, fuck Ethereum, but I still buy it, right? So I need to be transparent with you guys. Just a little bit. I bought like $200 of Ethereum, right? 200 to 300 just to stake. Just the bare minimum. I just want to put it there and see what happens, and I'm just gonna leave it there for the rest of the cycle. I basically demolished all of my Ethereum. I have some liquid Ethereum that I could be trading. I'm not gonna be trading it, and I just grabbed 300. What was it? 300 minimum. 290 something. Yeah, I think I rounded up to 300 Ethereum. Just throw it there and see how that goes, right? Why? I don't know. I kind of like I had that feeling, so I did it anyway. So fair warning, just so in the future I tell you, hey, we freakishly nailed it with that 300 Ethereum. You know where that is coming from, all right? That's not surprised at all. And this is kind of like a casino play, just like the gut feeling that I had. So I followed it, all right? So just saying. Another one that I bought was a little bit of Solana, of course, and it had played out very nicely. Also stakeable. But right here, I'm starting to have the loud feeling that we're gonna get a rejection. So we're barely going to the zero line. We are still bearish. We still have a freakishly way to go with Solana. I mean, I like Solana. I like Solana, right? I like Solana. But that doesn't gets out of the way this freakishly huge, loud order block that is 77% bearish. Come on, right? Not only that, it's a smart money entry, bearing or like what is that, bordering, or how would you say it, like I don't know, like yeah, you get the point, right? Right there with the limit, right with the ranging zone and the money flow POC. I don't think that we're gonna get all the way up there, just so you know. But what I think is that we might get a rejection like that, or you know what, that was just a little bit too exaggerated, something along those lines, right? And then having the 33% retracement back at the money flow POC. So let's do that Fibonacci once again. Known point downwards and expected. And I'm going to be grabbing that expected top at the center of the order block. And the 33% retracement is going to be right on the POC. So looking forward to it. We'll see how that goes. Solana on the 2 hours, it's creating a goose head. Let's go take a look at that. That's fantastic. Let's go for it. Let's see. Let's wait for that goose head to play it out. And if that is the case, oh, it is, man. It is. It's not critical just yet, but it is. It looks like it's going to be creating a goose head. You are dead serious in that one. Love it. Love it. Yes. So the critical point will be right in here when we start looking for the peak color. But yeah, absolutely. Which means farther move, little move to the upside, right? Little retracement, farther move to the upside, and then bigger retracement, right? So kind of like matches with what we're looking for. So great catch there, Garrett. Love it, bro. Love it. Nice. Love it. All right, so it pairs up. That doesn't mean that it's 100% for sure, but seems to be the most probable scenario, right? All of the freakishly hard resistance at the top and some of that support at the bottom. So, well, we'll see if we can make it. If we make it here, I'm going to be selling now that extra $100 that I bought from Solana. And by the way, 300 on this. Let me check. I actually got it here. If it asks me for my keys, I'm not gonna put it out there. But let me see. Yeah, here it is. All right, Ethereum $320. I don't know why they came from that 20. Polygon $100. BNB $100. And Solana $100. And I put it to stake. Cardano $100. So those are the ones that I bought $100 yesterday. Why? I don't know. I kind of had the feeling. So I bought everything that is layer. I mean, that it has its own chain. Period. Why? Because you can move stuff through it. So yeah, if we're going to have some holders, I think those are going to be it. Plus Cardano, it can go a little bit lower, but it's pretty much down there. So I wouldn't mind if it goes to 0 and then bounce back up. All right, let's go to take a look at a couple of other things. I told you that I was going to be looking for long on TIA. The thing has already been pushing, and the oscillator has been pushing, and the freakishly thing is not doing anything, man. Like, what the hell, TIA? Do freaking something, man. I mean, you got me standing here all like wishing on a star, and you're just not moving. So I don't think it's gonna move. It's making a goose head, right? And the thing, it was not even able to break the previous resistance. All right, so if that is the case, we might have just a pushback in here, or if it's a goose head, we might get something like that. So keep your eyes in here. So I'm gonna be moving my alert a little bit lower. That's gonna be it for TIA, and then setting up another alert in here just in case this is plummeting. I want to short it. Yeah, TIA long did not play it out. It's already almost too late for that long. So just be careful. We might just have like 48 hours left. If it doesn't play it out, that's it. That's freaking it with TIA. Let's go take a look at a couple of other things. We have Rose. We were looking for that parabolic breakout retest. We did have that 50% retracement based from this whole movement. I did not trade it, Rose. What a bummer, but it is what it is. Although we did hit target, and now we're getting to have that possible double top. So I'm actually thinking to short rows up in here. Let me see if we have enough of a resistance up there, especially with the volume profile bar magnifier. And not really, we ain't got much on the volume profile, but we do have a couple of important things. First, top of that, the swing range. All right, perfect. Not only that, well, let's just leave it at that because the rest of it is just the support. But whatever, with the support at this moment. Then we have an liquidity point or liquidity zone in here with a green line. I think that is my manual green line, so let's not kind of count it. We also have right here an order block, bullish, highly bullish. So what I'm thinking is something like that. All right, to go hit it, and then a possible big retracement. Which, by the way, it actually fits with that goose head thing that we've been talking about. So let's just get rid of, well, volume profile. Not much. Ranging Sony here, maybe. Smart money entry here, but we're already in a smart money entry. We already should have seen the retracement. I'm going to ignore that for a second. We already see there the order block, so we do have enough of our resistance in this zone. So I'm gonna be looking for maybe one more overbought box and power bar, because look at my power bar, and this is very interesting. I love the power bar this color. It's shady green. I want to change that color, man, because it's burnout green. I just don't like it. Military green or whatever. Looks burned out, right? So what I'm looking for is another lighter color. Like, oh yeah, look at that. It goes to lighter color, then burned out, and then we have the rejection, right? So we have the burnout, and I'm looking for a lighter color to indicate the reversal. So far so good. I think I'm gonna be fixing that color on my end. And that doesn't mean that we're going all the way to 0, but we definitely could be having that short double macro double top on the 2 hours. Let's go to daily just to see that I have things all right. And well, seems like we're trying to break through, curling up, good enough. All right, so if we're breaking through, let's go to the 4 hours. I don't know. I don't think so. It feels more like a break. I mean, a double top. If for any reason we break, I retest my area entry somewhere around here in continuation. But I don't really think that this is gonna be it. Although we have a bullish crossover, so who knows? So let's add our alerts at the top and at the bottom, and then we're gonna be reacting upon whatever the price action reaction. All right. So let's get it. All right. By the way, we have 23 of you guys watching. Please help me out with a like. Really improves and really helps with the algorithm. So go ahead, click it. And I promise there's no KYC on it. All right. What time is it? Perfect. 6:30. Let's do one more, and that's BNB. BNB. This is important. And I love it. I love it because yesterday I learned the stiletto patterns from Alex Acuto, right? So all of that credit needs to go with him. All right. I usually just looked at this and look at a like a fake out or something like that, but that swing failure pattern with the stiletto thing, it played out very, very nicely. So I actually looked at this and I was like short because it already took me out, right? Short, taking some profits, breaking through, breakout retest. Not only that, the stiletto pattern, right? And then I actually TM Alex and I told him, hey, look at that. Look at BNB 4 hours. Stiletto pattern. Let's fucking go. And well, I did open up a long right there on the spot and played out. Look at that. Played out very nicely. But the question right now is, can we still go higher? I think we might be going slightly bit higher. And that is because look at your quantum reactor actually pushing hard, man, right? And your dynamic reactor conjugate dropping out. That's pretty cool. Other times that I've seen that, let's go for here. It usually plays out more dramatically, but I'm not expecting it to have such that breakout, right? But other than that, let's go for this one, for example, going above. This is something more like I'm looking forward to, right? But yeah, I mean, it's bullish for most of the part. So I'm counting that as a bullish scenario. The only thing that is worrying me is that we're almost out of fuel. Almost out of fuel. So if for any miracle we're able to break through, that's it. Wait for your retest, and then your target's gonna be at 980. Sorry, 960, 980, somewhere around this ballpark. So looking good, looking not too shabby here, right? So let's add an alert in case we break out. And by the way, on this long, I still have it open. I think I'm gonna be calling out 50 or even 60% out of this long, and well, let's get it. All right, so let's leave it right now as is. For now, remember to hit me up with a like button. And tomorrow, I think we're going to be doing more hunting. So far, we have a pretty fantastic 2 days. I mean, Hannah's not really moving that much. That's fine. But the hype, oh, brother. Hype, that was a fantastic trade. Bitcoin, we didn't actually went over Bitcoin, did we? I don't think so. So let's go and keep a tap on Bitcoin because we got stopped out at profits. Remember, coming back down, taking some profits, moving on stop to entry, and well, it took us out. That's fine. What is up next? It's breaking through. So we are looking for this rest of the fuel. And then once we're here, let's add another alert. Right here, we're going to be defining whether if we are longing it or shorting it. Most likely shorting Bitcoin. All right, most likely shorting Bitcoin. So far so good. I still think that this thing is valid, so we're just going to be pushing it farther to the right. And if we're able to break through this area, this thing cancels, and then we'll start looking for another opposite direction. So maybe going for a bigger dead cat bounce or even an all-time high. We're not there yet. We're not there yet, but we're getting closer, right? So remember, at this point, more bearish than bullish, but we're planning ahead for whatever it happens, all right? Other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate you guys coming here every single day with me. Really sending you guys a lot of hearts, a lot of love. And as always, use a stop loss. And as always, see you guys tomorrow. Love you guys.
Coin is going to zero.
It's going to zero.